Today is an interesting day. I have no plans. I'm just out for an adventure with my dad and we're just going to see where we end up. We're currently driving around a number of different roads relatively near where we live and seeing what we can come across. And we've so far discovered a really interesting stone. Look at the rowan berries. They're so red this year, it's so beautiful. It was really fascinating, that last place that we were at. We were just driving along the road and my dad was like, oh, there's like a stone there. So we managed to find a lay-by to pull over and we thought it was going to be a witch's stone. We have quite a lot of memorials in this part of Scotland to the witches and the days dating back to the witch trials. But it turned out to be a gravestone for somebody who had fought in the Battle of Culloden and he'd been able to walk away from the battle wounded, and we suspect that that was a spot that he actually died at. And there was a grave dating back to the year of the battle, which if I remember correctly was 1746. Which was a really interesting find, and there was still somebody had laid, although they were artificial, flowers on the grave as well, which was just an interesting find. It's one of the beauties of Scotland because it's such an old country. You can drive around and go on little adventures and you come across little things like that just memorials and thought-provoking things, but also these little discoveries along the way. It can be really fascinating. And I think that's why I love this country so much, because you literally drive 10 minutes down the road and you're like in a completely different environment. And right now I've come to this lovely bridge location here and we've got all these beautiful rowan berries with the river underneath and this lovely gorge. Beautiful gorge. But yeah, it's the rowan berries that are really fascinating me right now, and this lovely moss that we've got here on the bridge itself. I mean, this is just beautiful. I'm going to go and do a little bit of exploring down there just now, but I may, on the way back, photograph these, or some of the ones still in the trees, because we have had such an abundant year of rowan berries this year. They're just amazing. I really love at this time of year looking at the leaves as they are being moved along in the water. Right down here we've got this really dark black almost water here, made really dark because of the peat that we've got in the river, and then all the little leaves there floating on the surface. I really love it to watch this, because of course you've got the twinkling of the water combined with the moving leaves. And with that little bit of autumnal colour there with the orange, can make for some beautiful images. So I'm going to get my camera out just now. I've got two lenses with me today, my usual, or my favourite two. I've got my macro lens and I've also got my zoom lens as well. So I'm going to put my zoom lens on most probably and zoom into this and see what sort of images I can create. Because this is beautiful, just look at this. This little area here. If I zoom in and you watch as the water moves and the light and the reflection interacts with it, and then you've got all these leaves moving around with it. So beautiful.
The images in this video show the beauty created when water, light and movement combine. I feel they're wonderful depictions of consciousness. When you see one that speaks to you, why not consider pausing the video, allowing your mind to get lost in its beauty.
It's really fascinating watching the water as it's moving the leaves around. There's a couple of leaves that are together in pairs, and it's almost like they've formed like a partnership, and as the water is coming very, very gently through this gorge here, and then it's coming into this area that I'm sitting at right now, which is very minimal movement. They're just being carried so slowly in a very peaceful manner. And there's two leaves that are lying face down in the water, so the back of the leaves are facing up, so they've got that white muted coloured undertone to them, and they're side by side in a pair, and to me they look like two little swans, these tiny little swans gliding on the surface of the water. It's really beautiful to witness. There's something really therapeutic about coming to locations like this. You've got the beautiful gorge, you've got this, like I said, such slow moving water. The bridge is just incredible when you consider the architecture and engineering that's gone into creating this. But it's just this, you're looking into almost this black abyss, this really dark world. You've no idea what is underneath that water. I find that quite mesmerising, quite mythical. And then you're looking at the reflections of the rocks, which is just so beautiful to witness, especially on a day like today where it's so calm and there's just the smallest of vibrations on the water surface. And then that calmness of seeing the leaves so slowly just be moved around this beautiful scene. And then over here we've got some froth going down the river itself, and you'll probably be able to hear there's a little waterfall just at the other side of these rocks here. Locations like this are so beautiful because you've got not only the visual of this incredible place where man-made structures meet this natural wilderness, but it's the sounds. It's so quiet here, so quiet, but yet it's also loud at the same time because the waterfall, the sound of the waterfall echoes around this gorge, and that sound is just so soothing and so calming. And then to be able to combine it with photography, I find it really, really enjoyable just to photograph leaves on the water surface like this. I can get really into it, you know, really focused on it, and it really enables me just to switch off, I guess, to connect with the natural world and to get so engrossed in something for a little while and following the little leaves around and tracking it with your camera. So lovely, so lovely. Oh wow, and look at the colour. If we look up here, autumn colours with this vibrant blue sky. Wow, so beautiful. And to top it all off, today is the 6th of November. There's not a breath of wind in the air. It's 16 degrees and I'm out without a jacket on, a proper jacket. Rare, but beautiful, and well worth getting out to enjoy.
When we spend time out with our camera and begin to focus on the smaller aspects of nature, we are transported into a different world. I'm always mesmerised by the number of images I can create in a short space of time when I do this, and how connected and peaceful I feel afterwards. Why not consider heading out with your camera this week and seeing what aspects of nature you can find to photograph? Thank you so much for watching this video. I look forward to seeing you again next week for more sharing and inspiration.